Today we are investigating multiplying fractions and whole numbers. So we have a story problem where Martin is planting a vegetable garden. Each row is 2 meters long. Hello, 2 meters. He wants to plant carrots along 3/4 of each row. So we have 3/4 of 2. Now when we come to multiply this, we want to understand what's going on. So we're going to show it in fraction bars. So I'm going to start with 2. I start with 2 meters, 1 whole and 1 whole. And I want to find out what 3/4 of 2 is. Well, to find out what 3/4 of 2 is, I gotta treat this whole thing like 1 whole. And if I treated this whole thing like 1 whole, and I wanted to break it into 4 parts, how am I going to do that? Well, if this is 1 whole, then I'm going to divide it in half. I'm going to divide each half again. So now I'm in 4 parts. And what is 3/4 of that? 3/4 comes to right here. So that's 3/4 of 2, but how do I say that in normal numbers? Well, now I look back and I say, hey, this is 1/2, and this is 1/2, and this is 1/2. So to say this, I have 1 whole, and then how much left over? I have 1/2. So 3/4 of 2 is 1 and 1/2. What we're doing is kind of like last lesson, we're just doing it with bars. We're finding what 3/4 of 2 is, and that's right here. And how do I call it? 1 and 1/2. Now let's look at a different problem. We have 3 of 3/8. How would this work in a problem? Well, if Margot was helping clean up after a class party, and there were 3 boxes remaining with pizza in them, each box had 3/8 of a pizza left. So we have these 3 boxes, we have 3 pizzas, and each one of them had 8 pieces, but now the leftovers is just 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So how do I find out how much Margot has if she has 3 of these, that is 3/8. Well, I could just do a simple adding problem. I have 3/8 plus 3/8 plus 3/8. This equals 9/8. Or with our expert math abilities, we can say this is 1 and 1/8. So when we have a whole number in the beginning, we just draw models that have our fractions, like 3/8, and then we can add them up. No problemo. The tricky one really is when you have a fraction of a whole number, 5/12 of 3. So let's do one more of those. I start off with whole strips, right? So I have 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't draw that right. I need to draw this more accurately. So 1, 2, 3. And I need to take this whole section and divide it into 12 pieces. Why 12 pieces? Because I want 5/12 of my bars. So I'm going to divide it into 12 pieces. Well, if I divide it into 12 pieces, how many am I going to have to divide this one by, and this one, and this one? Well, they all need to add up to 12. So this one needs to be 4, this one needs to be 4, and this one needs to be 4. Watch this. I'm going to take this, I'm going to divide it into 12. And I'm going to come down here, because they all need to be the same size. And this is going to be 4 pieces, so I'm going to split this in half, and split it in half again. This one's going to be 4, so I'm split in half, split in half. And this one's going to be 4. Ooh, that is not equal. Let's try it again. Right there. Now let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Look at that. I have 12 pieces. So now I can find out what 5/12 is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 5/12. now I gotta say, what kind of pieces are these? Well, to find that out, I just need to look at how many make a whole. One whole. And look at this. 4 makes a whole. So these pieces are fourths. They're 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, 1/4. And then I have one more. So what is 5/12 of 3? It equals 5/4. Or let's say it another way, 1 and 1/4. So I divided into 12 pieces, and then I found out what 5 of them were. And then I found out their real name, because they're not really 5/12. We have to see how many make one whole. And that would be 1 and 1/4.